Blessed love, this is Ras representing for the Lion Voice. Seeing? Yeah, man. Keep it locked right there, sir. On to Zion we go. Lion Voice don't move slow, no. Ras Tafari rules and reigns, and we're going where the blessings flow. Keep it locked right there, sir. Seeing? Ras said that. Lion's Voice.
The fittest of the fittest shall survive. My people, open your eyes. Wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega representing for all lions and lionesses. With the lion's voice, we come to tell our story. Rastafari live it. Hey, the lion's voice, Rastafari.
We have one of the only Jaguar. We have one of the only Jaguar reserves in the world. Jaguar, all right. We have a lot of Jaguar in Belize.
So for those who don't know, big cat that is
right.
you know what I mean, like a leopard, but bigger than a leopard. You know what I mean,
Yes,
more powerful than a leopard.
Yes,
one of the most powerful big cats. Because I want the people to know this is not no play bush. When you talk about Belize bush,
no, it's look. We have one of the thickest and largest rainforests in Central America, untouched, all right? And it's because of how we are. As I said, we're a young country. So we have a lot of development to do. So, and it's a great place to even think of finding land at this time to try and purchase and build from, because it's a great place and great weather. And if you think about Costa Rica or Honduras, and any of these places along that journey, Panama, Venezuela, it's kind of the same kind of nature. You understand? It's pretty much the same nature. Belize is right below Mexico, all right? And right before Guatemala, right in the heart, we like to say, the heart of Central America, But, I've been holding mic from a youth. Another picture I have to share with you. From as a youth, I've been holding the mic, I've been writing lyrics. My aunt saw the talent. She used to invite me to a event she used to have, and I used to go there and I always mash up the place. And so it just built, but I wasn't writing songs then. I wasn't literally an artist. I was just dabbling with the mic. But that prepared me, along with the journey of my father, prepared me for later on when I would say between the ages of 20 and 23 is when I began literally saying, Ras Indio. And it wasn't Ras Indio, it was just Indio. It's like a movie them a make. Death after death, it's like we're living in the wild, wild west. Movie them a make. Time them ya youth ya get blessed. Them can't go pan Zion Express. 100%. Definitely more so in the Gambia, I felt it. I felt that strong presence of, and then, like I said, that's what all Mama T is about, Pan-Africanism. So we were meeting up with people, like I said, culture in Senegal, and I have to big up Lamis, because he's a very powerful individual there, who has a lot of thought of what the future we're going to be getting into real soon, is how they speak, So I'm like, okay, whatever you're ready for, I'm ready for it too, It's definitely, once it have anything to do with homeland and the motherland. And again, the Cote d'Ivoire, that place has a lot of expanding happening right now. I see so much building, like hotels, stories, so much stories, so much buildings that are not complete, but I could just imagine in the next few years what it's going to look like. And I got quiet. Look, I got quiet and just it's like I ended up in Oregon for a while and did some great things in Oregon, performing with the Wailers and Israel Vibration and connecting with some band members from Zimbabwe, and just being here in Oregon is a really good vibe. But it's like then boom, right when I thought nothing else would show up, Africa did, and then now it's just like a whole wide now bright now focus, about where we're going musically. Man, Ethiopia again. That was for self-restoration. I couldn't see myself continuing to sing songs about Addis Ababa and Shashamani and we need to go to Ethiopia. I'm inviting everybody to a place I've never been. So, as a real Rasta man, I took that time to say, okay, I'm going to go there. I had the opportunity and I went. And yes, out of that, I met some amazing people and links that I have to this day. I talked to a brethren named Ras Tafari, who's now in Israel. He's very excited to bring me into Israel. But I told him, let it calm down some, you know? So Ethiopia is, it was like another home. When I went there, just like when I was in Ivory Coast, you have to understand, you go to these places and people say, where are you from? And you say, Belize. And they say, where is that? And you try to explain. And then by the time you finish, they say, well, welcome home. UNITY, UNITY, that a unity. UNITY, UNITY, that a unity. Worldwide. That's what we need right now. Everybody, you know? And I think a lot of this, like you said earlier, you will have bad mind, you will have hating. Bring it all around. Unity is the healing factor of everything. Unity and love. Yeah, man. To all Rasta people worldwide, stay strong, stay positive, you know? Keep praising up the Most High first, and everything will come after.
Well, Lion Voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion Voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion Voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion Voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion Voice.
Jano, I'm so hungry, bro. I haven't eaten all day. Like, my head started to hurt me too. Like, what more could I eat right now?
What about a city samosa? So come now and get your samosa, a fusion of Indian, Jamaican and African culture. City samosas, the best samosas in the city.
Yeah. Ras Tafari, Emperor Haile Selassie the first. Tell the people about Empress Mene. Well, even if the stars they fall and the moon turn into blood, but to the coming war we stand tall. I will shower you with my love. And even when the people start war, cause they see the city streets them flood. But when the hurricane blow down their wall, I'll be by your side and me nah budge. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. Almighty, I made your light shine and unto I. Your love was a lifeline. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. Almighty, I made your light shine and unto I. That light was a lifeline. It seems like the world is upside down. I will never hide, I'd rather stand my ground. Lion of Judah blessed with the triple crown. Can't come fool I with no circus clown. Now fear no hurricane or the cyclone. Respect for Mama Earth with that embedded on me bone. That's why I will never leave you alone. Protect you from harm when the alarm sound. So even when the stars they fall and the moon turn into blood, to the coming war we stand tall. I will shower you with my love. And even when the people start mal, but they see their city streets them flood. When the hurricane blow down our wall, I'll be by your side and me nah budge. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. The Almighty I made your light shine and unto I. Your light was a lifeline. I think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. The Almighty, I made your light shine and unto I. Your love was a lifeline. They say hurt people, maybe that's why.
What do you have to tell the people about Ras Tafari?
Light to the world. The king of kings and the conquering line of the tribe of Judah. I left himself. Where's my ruler? Hey yo! Yeah. Hail them high, hail the black king on the 23rd of July. So tell them guy who praise God up in the sky, it's a lie. The Almighty living on your night. From ancient time them a try. Them Romans know them just open them suit and ties. Criminals ain't got no alibi, they stole my people. Then them comes without them genocide.
Are you talking about slavery?
Them couldn't kill. The lion will come conquer Judah tribe. Go through tribulation, and I strive, see sufferation, and I still rise. That's why we tell them in America, live Rastafari in every ghetto area. We come to tell them in a Toronto, straight at
Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I, glory and honor in the name of His chosen Queen, Empress Waziri Menen. My name is Kwasi Banso, aka the Chasmach Kwasi, aka Ras Kwasi, aka the Reading Ras, aka the Pan-African Happy Man. I'm a creative industry attorney, I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an actionist, and right now I am the host of Lion Talk. Welcome to the Lion Talk Show, and welcome to the Lion Voice Network, where the lions are telling our own story. Today we have a very special guest. This guest, I was looking forward to this link up. Met this brethren at the airport in Kingston, Jamaica. We never know at the time what was happening. Just see our next Ras and we start reason and connection. And we kept the link from them time there until this time, and now see the brethren doing some mightyful work. So we are going to explore the work. This is a Africa-centric reasoning, but this brethren that we're reasoning is coming straight from Central America, straight from Belize, where a lot of vibration, reggae vibration is there. I visited briefly. I was on a cruise and touched the soil, never get a chance to really full up in the place. But this is gonna be our first guest from Belize, and it's appropriate because this brethren a big artist of Belize, a Imran Belize. Me said that, you write in the comments if you don't agree. But I said that just from observing, this brethren, and he's no stranger to Jamaica. The man travel, veteran artist, and really inspired by how the brethren has been able to craft, because this reggae business is not no easy business. Anyone who is involved in this business know this is not an easy business. So big up the brethren. Who am I talking about? You'll see shortly. Before I bring on the brethren, let me just take the time to big up the Lion Pride. If you subscribe, you're part of the Lion Pride. This is the platform where the family is coming to connect with all parts of the globe, and to see the glory that is Rastafari. We are not just artists. We are not just herb smokers. Here you will see the architect, the engineer, the lawyer, the doctor, and yes, the artist too. And we can't forget the farmer. They're all here on the Lion Voice Network. So I just want to big up everyone in the Lion Pride. Big up the Lion Pride on Patreon, the economic engine of the platform. Big up the Ubuntu Lion Pride. Anyone with contribution over $70 US, you will be part of the Ubuntu Lion Pride. You can enter on behalf of your family. Is a great way. Big up the Myers family. You can enter with your business. Big up Nick Makers film production. Big up Carib Life Media production. So there's all kind of ways that you can join within the fullness of the Ubuntu Lion Pride. So big up all of the Ubuntu Lion Pride. If you can't contribute any financial resource, or you don't have it, or you don't want to, you can still be part of the Action Lion Pride. How? Like, you comment, you share. The Action Lion Pride is why we are the fastest growing platform on the internet right now, because I see the ones them sharing from all over the earth, you know what I mean? And we really give thanks. We have a very strong audience growing on the continent of Africa. I want to big up all of the African Lion Pride, them serious contribution to this platform. Big up on yourself, and big up the watch and peep Lion Pride. Everyone starts as a watcher, so we big up everyone who watches. We're doing over close to 40,000 a month in terms of the watchers, and that keeps going up every month. So big up on yourself, and big up the peepers, those who just come into peep on people and see if we pop down. In America, they call them the haters. In Jamaica, we call them bad mind. We big them up same way, because anything you do in life, you will have the peepers them there. Don't feel like, say, yeah, I got to escape that part there. So embrace them within the ecosystem and bless them up. You know what I mean? And we pray that they elevate their thinking to higher heights. But while you are people, we big up the item same way. We now pop down His Majesty have I back, so we can't pop down. But big up on ourselves same way. Big up Ramir King Design. If you see I'm on sipping, Rastafari business, the tumblers, Ramir King Design, all different Caribbean, African flags. I got Haile Selassie the first. Big up on yourself. Big up Seamas Life. Seamas Life, the greatest Seamas drink on the planet. I said that. You don't agree, make me war down in the comments. Big up on yourself, Wally Kings. Also, big up Wally Kings graphic design. You see our logo, the lion roaring. That is courtesy of Wally Kings graphic design. So we're gonna have a commercial for that soon. As you can see, family, we are here supporting Rastafari independent business as Rastafari independent non-aligned media. This is what we're talking about when we talk about sovereignty, when we talk about collective security, when we talk about all of these things as Rastafari. Where is our Rastafari ecosystem? That is what we're coming to build. All right, enough of that now. Housekeeping out of the way. Now let me welcome I guest. This guest here is a leading reggae Rastafari artist in Belize. And for those who are not aware, Belize is in Central America, and there is a strong vibe we're gonna hear about. Is uprising, Watagwan in a Belize. But we are also gonna be hearing, because he recently returned from a trip to Senegal and Gambia, and we're going to hear what is the vibration of with reggae on the continent. I want to have that conversation with my brother. A long time I don't reason with the brethren, so this is fresh. Yeah, I'm going to see the reasoning fresh here. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about none other than Ras Indio. Big up on yourself, King.
Yes,
How's everything with the eye?
Holy Manuel Selassie Ja,
Ras.
Rastafari. Yeah,
Yes,
man. It's truly a blessing. It's truly a blessing, man. We're here so again on the Oregon Hills. You know, we come out of the motherland, as you said, but what a joy to have experienced such a wonderful trip and, you know, get to present myself as a part of the Reggae Life family. because that's what I was as a part of the Reggae Life family.
Okay.
Big up Mama T, who was the original organizer, JOTD Productions, alongside Jala Promotions, who's from Africa, who invited I and I alongside a whole heap of artists from all over the world. Turbulence, Black Hero from Jamaica. There was talk of artists from St. Croix, but they never made it. And then I and I came from Belize and met up with a whole host of other artists from the continent itself, Ivory Coast and different places. Um, it's just a joy to come together in unity as we say we should and do exactly what we say we should do in the motherland, Africa. You know? Yes, sir.
Give thanks, King. Mighty, mighty strength. We're gonna ask the eye because I want to get into your connections and business because the eye is a businessman. You see how the eye move,
Yeah.
mystically,
Yes, sir.
through creation. I want to get into that. But before we go there,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask the custom here on the Lion Voice with the Lion Pride. You have to step into our iritical time machine and
Man.
take us to the origin. In the moment of the eye birth, where was the eye born? What was it like for the eye growing up and your journey to Rastafari? We want to hear the eye origin story.
See. Yeah, man. Rah! Right up on the Lion Pride, Lion Roar. Yeah, man. Well, it started way back, It started way back because people don't know the true history of how much reggae music is embedded in my soul and veins and blood. Um, I might seem like the artist from Belize, and people don't know much of Belize. It's way over there, yes, in Central America. We get lost amongst the Hispanics a lot. But as I have seen, and I had just, to me, aware my own self, that the trip from Dakar or anywhere along West Africa is straight to Belize. It's like a direct. You understand? So I'm like, wow. So then that explains why we are such alike, in many different ways. The food, the way how we live, the lifestyle, everything I noticed is so similar, And my roots did start here in Los Angeles, California, but I was taken to Belize at a very young age. All right. But I believe being in California at the young age I was is also what brought me to Rastafari and reggae music because my
Okay.
father, who we have to big up, Brother David Obi, my father, you know, who lives in Belize right now, who will definitely watch this interview as soon as it's posted. He in the 80s was in California, and he had myself and my mom. We were in California. He was a part of one of the first reggae bands ever to exist in California, Los Angeles, by the name of Unity.
Okay.
Unity. Again, one of my biggest songs to date, Unity. So the band Unity broke up at certain times into different members of Bambiki Bandula. If you remember that name, Bambiki Bandula.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them became Babylon Warriors. And this is all in the 80s. And I was just a youth, 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, growing up in this.
What
My
what
father,
what year was the eye born?
76.
Okay. Give thanks.
Yeah, man. 76. I see a lot of people share the same year as I. And we all have that same vibration.
I was 1 year after the eye, 77. So we're the
Okay.
same age cohort, But
Yeah, man.
continue.
Yeah, you see, it's very important, as I always express to people in many interviews, the importance of music in our lives at a very young age, the type of music that we intake at a young age. All my youths, it's just like how I was. And we learned songs word for word. It used to be intriguing for us to learn the words for these songs. Now imagine me as a youth growing up, age 4 to 7 to 8 to 12. But all I'm learning is songs from Burning Spear, Peter Tosh, Culture, Bob Marley. This is what I grew on. My father had a huge chest, reggae, full up with reggae albums. Me and my older brother, who you will see on songs with me, he's on Plant the Can, and he's on Warning. You can see these songs on YouTube. Warning, Ras Indio and Ras Nikuma. Okay. Yeah, we grew up with these albums. I can tell you personally, I used to sit down with an album, a Steel Pulse album, and read all the credits as I'm listening to the album. All right. That then filtered into the instruments that we had around. As I said, my father was a musician and he had a band by the name of Unity. The band, they used to rehearse in the back room of the house we lived in for a certain time. So I would fall asleep in the bedroom, in the room while they're rehearsing under the keyboard stand. Now hear this. Not to know that when I became 15, 16, I became the official keyboard player in my father's band for 4 years. You understand? This is what I said, how it's so embedded in me. I cannot even explain to you how reggae music and the message of reggae music and Rastafari and the love that and everything that comes along with it is just in my soul, you know? And so now when I now become an artist and express it from being who I came from, it's natural, you know? It's like a natural thing when I get on stage. Nothing fake. I never fake. Everything I do is what I see and what I just, you know?
From them time. So
adding sparks to the fire that been burning from way back when, you know?
Serious. So I was born in California, and then you moved to Belize at a young age. What was that culture shock like, moving from America to Central America? And for those who are not familiar, because most of the audience is not going to be familiar with Belize or the culture of Belize, break down, Belize and give us to your young eyes, coming from America, what it was like in Belize.
Well, this is why, again, I can say that part of my bringing up in America was very vital in me being around certain vibrations, because Belize, who is so young of a country, got independence in 1981. And the African heritage there is not as strong as the Indian Hispanic heritage there. Okay? The Maya Indians, that's their ground. That's their ground. We were brought there. But as you can see, me, yes, I get mixed up during the journey, you know? So it's these things we have to be aware of. When we got there early, my mom moved on a farm. It's not like we even moved in Belize City, all right? We moved on a farm. So it was very big culture shock. The first thing that got me was the mosquitoes, okay? Literally, I remember as a youth ending up at the hospital because the mosquitoes were so bad on me. I wasn't used to it. And, but, as you grow, now mosquitoes don't even matter at me. The other day when I went to Africa, they're like, you need malaria, this and malaria. I'm like, man, I come from that, But to go into
before you move on though, let me just say to the Rasses, when you go to Africa, take it serious.
Oh yeah, man.
We just lost Ras Maka, which is one of our elders from Jamaica.
Rest in peace.
Went to Ghana and was farming in Ghana, got malaria, and according to the reports, he was trying to use bushes and medicine to beat the malaria, and we lost our Asian. So really take it serious. If you get sick in Africa, don't fear if you take the malaria pills. We fight technology here on the Lion Voice Network. So I just want
with that said, I did end up spending a regretful $500 on a yellow fever card, which I have, and I'll use that now for the rest of my life. Hopefully, I don't have to spend another $500 on that, But it was requested, and yes. But all I was saying is that like in Belize, we have mosquito. In fact, there's mosquito in America too. But certain mosquito is more powerful, I guess, as you want to say, than others in different places. So we do have to be very careful, and rest in peace to Ras Maka,
Yeah, man.
In paradise.
So Belize, describe what it's like in rural Belize, because you're dealing with Central America. You have all kind of wildlife out there. You know what I mean?
We have one of the only jaguar. We have one of the only jaguar reserves in the world. Jaguar, all right. We have a lot of jaguar in Belize.
So for those who don't know, big cat that is
All right.
you know what I mean, like a leopard, but bigger than a leopard. You know what I mean,
Yes, sir.
more powerful than a leopard.
Yes, sir.
One of the most powerful big cats. Because I want the people to know this is not no play bush. When you talk about Belize bush,
no. It's look. We have one of the thickest and largest rainforests in Central America, untouched, all right? And it's because of how we are. As I said, we're a young country, so we have a lot of development to do. So, and it's a great place to even think of finding land at this time to try and purchase and build from, because it's a great place and great weather. And if you think about Costa Rica or Honduras, and any of these places along that journey, Panama, Venezuela, it's kind of the same kind of nature. You understand? It's pretty much the same nature. Belize is right below Mexico, all right? And right before Guatemala, right in the heart, we like to say, the heart of Central America, But a lot of people don't know that Belize is the only English-speaking country in Central America.
Yes.
Right? So that's another thing I have to share, which is very important, which is what brings that whole patois vibes. It brings the vibes of us being like anyone else in the Caribbean, as opposed to being Spanish. You understand? Hispanic. Yeah.
And I was gonna get to that because culturally, Belize is more Caribbean than it is, Latin American or
Latin America.
Culture, and explain to people the connection with Belize and Jamaica, because there's a strong cultural connection with Belize and Jamaica.
Again, it's the music heavily, but again, my father's dad is Jamaican. All right, so that shows you how close we are. And again, as I explained, those ships that came across, I was fortunate to visit the Goree Island, and that is the Africa part of the conversation we have. But I was fortunate to walk to that point of no return and stand at that door where they say so many of our brothers and sisters and ancestors went through. You understand? And as I stand there, like I said, I imagine how much it was. It was a direct trip to Belize, Jamaica, Honduras. In Honduras, we have Spanish-speaking Africans. And I have a brethren I'm going to do an interview with soon who lives in Bluefield, Honduras. And when you go to Bluefield, Honduras, it's just like people from Belize. Even the same last names you find there that you find in Belize. And when you check it, it's so amazing to really understand how the slave trade did bring us all and put us all where we are. But yet, if you look at a St. Lucian or a Guyanese or a Jamaican or a Belizean, we all look the same. We are all the same.
Them could never conquer the mountains. Thousands of years and counting. Ethiopia rise again unto the world. Now we are announcing. Them a plan for war, we a plan for peace. And now we see them wanna go dismantle the base. When the trumpet sound and the violence cease, how we say one go build up the cities. Well, them a plan for war, we a plan for peace. And now we see them wanna go dismantle the base. Ras Tafari crown as the Prince of Peace. Him tell the youths them fi build up them countries. Well, solar energy that them a see. The whole city powered by the sun's energy. The road them make out of hemp and concrete. Neighborhoods full of fruit trees that taste sweet. The youths put down them guns, them harvest and a reap. The beautiful gardens will line every street. Tired of the bloodshed, them done with the beef. Not even animals feed them burn out the meat. Where people say Haile Selassie, I see Nile. When they see say him a treat the dirt like a child. Peace on earth from the banks of the Nile. That's why we giving thanks in style. See say Babylon a weapon, them a stockpile. stockpile. Babylon a wicked, kill them brother and smile. Iron, Babylon a reptile. Them a plant for shed blood, we got plans for the soil. Them a plan for war, we a plan for peace. And now we see them wanna go dismantle the base. When the trumpet sound and the violence cease, how we say one go build up the cities. Well, them a plan for war, we a plan for peace. And now we see them wanna go dismantle the base. Ras Tafari crown as the Prince of Peace. Him tell the youths them fi build up them countries. No more gullies, proper sanitation. Proper toilets with proper filtration. Clean water for the youths them fi use. Our sons and daughters safe, no more child abuse. Africa arise, read it in the news. On the day when Rastafari ready, wicked have fi move. 3D printing alongside hem shoes. Herb get legalized, hard drugs them get refused. Well, people used to say they bring him man senile. True himself he tried it with man, woman and child. Himself peace on earth from the banks of the Nile. That's why we giving thanks in style. She say Babylon a weapon, them a stockpile. Babylon a wicked, kill them brother and smile. Lion, Babylon a reptile. Them a plans for shed blood, we have plans for the soil. Them a plan for war, we a plan for peace. And now we see them wanna go dismantle the base. When the trumpet sound and the violence cease, how we say one go build up the cities. Them a plan for war, we a plan for peace. And now we see them wanna go dismantle the beast. Rastafari crown as the Prince of Peace. Him tell the youths them fi build up them countries. Babylon, them got a plan for boots war. Without them meditation, well, them not go reach far. The money where them take fi buy them bullet and gun. And money where them can use for education.